better jump in. I'll answer Mark's
Yeah,
question from
go
way
ahead.
back a while ago. Which was about the dementia, which is where kind of the this thing started. So I'm going to try to say this very clear for the audience. Um, what happens to the character in this reality does not matter at all. What happens to Howdy does not matter. He's a fictional character in a video game. Right? This is what does matter is that the starting point of a realization of your true nature or emptiness or whatever name you want to call it, pure awareness can arise. And so when that has arisen, what happens to the character really is minor as long as that is held, because what can hold, what can stop nothing, what can trap nothing. So a trap can only happen for something. And that totality is always there. It's always present. It's just we have a wall, we have a cover, we have a blocking mechanism. And all of the things that we're talking about, like Tony and Sherry and James are talking about, it's part of the work to break open the wall, to punch a hole in that wall. And it's difficult, it's hard, it's challenging, but once you've got the hole in the hole's in the wall. It doesn't get filled in again. And so to those people who are concerned about, and I know like same thing, Tony. I've heard a lot of people have asked me that question, like what happens if this, what if I'm gonna die and somebody gives me morphine, and I just say, well, if you've done your work on self-definition and you know who you really are, totally who you are, then what happens to you in the physical world at the end won't really matter. And I'm saying that as a way to kind of encourage your work, encourage everyone's internal work, and let go of some of the fear that I have to do something, that something's wrong with me. I have to fix something. I have to, no, you just have to see clearly. That's all. You just have to see clearly. But it's a task of a lifetime.
Yeah, well, most definitely. We lost Tony, I think.
Yeah, I guess he was first to go. I think he probably maybe had his.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay, all right. On paper, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, consciousness is well, consciousness and our divine singular spark. Because consciousness can englobe and several people, masses of people all together. The consciousness doesn't have a location or is not invested in one particular avatar or person or site. But you're
That awakens.
mhm.
That leaves the matrix. And that same totality is Mark's, Sherry's, James, yours out there. That's what awakens. Howdy's still a fictional character in a fictional world, and that thing back there can say thank you for what the Howdy thing did in the course of this life. That really, if I really have a job, it was to break down the walls, to create that internal connection, and then what does that need from me? What does that need? How can I live a selfless life so that thing, the true totality of what I am, can return to its actual complete totality? That's that's the work. And so it's actually quite comforting, So it's uh it's confusing and comforting at the same time, but it's not easy and it's impossible to explain in words. I had an intensive in Germany for 4 days, and that question came up often. Can you please explain to me, when you reach emptiness, stop. I can't explain it. It's impossible to explain. I can point it. We can read the Faith Mind Sutra. We can read some very powerful scriptures that are touching it, but you can't explain it. You have to, as I think it was James or something, you have to feel it. You can't think it. And that's the shift. The shift, when the shift starts to move from thinking to feeling to seeing, you're on your way.
yeah, when you acknowledge that you're non-existing anymore, you're just not linked, connected to that character in that video game. But I have a question.